Hi, this is Alcam. Welcome back to my channel. Um, you may notice I have a TWU Local100 hat on and a Blair White t-shirt. Yes, I love supporting my YouTubers. Uh, I know, it's like a contradiction. Well, if people could get along with different views, there'd be no problem. But sometimes things in life don't happen the way it should. Which brings up to today's story. Thank you, Blair. Um, Basically, TWU Local100 and MTA contracts negotiations are not going very well. It's uh, it's like you have one train stuck in a tunnel. Yeah, that kind of situation. You know, train stuck in a tunnel, the lights goes out, and the AC goes out, and all kinds of madness going on. Well, this is what's happening at the contract talks. If there's any indication, yes, even though it's AM New York, it did say very clearly stalled. And a while back, a MTA chairman said some insulting things to the TWU Local100 president. So Foley is not exactly welcomed at the table, just like ants are not welcome at a picnic table right now. So, so basically, yeah, they had been without a contract for about 5 months or so now, and winter is coming soon, and already people are making warnings to the union that don't even think about going on strike because we're going to hit you with the tail law. Well, let me remind you, the last time that you try to hit the union with the tail law was around 2013, and if I'm not mistaken, you're accusing the union of a rural slowdown, which didn't happen because the media were on every train checking to see if there was any train slowing down. This is the height of the 219 incidents. People were either falling or jumping in front of the trains in record numbers. So now that's why you see these ads now on the trains. So anyway, two executives, don't remember their names, but I do remember they had egg in their face. One morning announced they were going to go to court, get an injunction, hit them with the tail law. They didn't stop. Before anything happened, that same day, unfortunately, they had not one but two 12-9s at 125th Street and Lexington Avenue. This is before the Second Avenue subway was opened up. So the thing was, as it turned out, neither train was going slow enough to avoid the 12-9. They were operating normal speed. So those two executives had egg in their face. Because now you had one train stopped at 125th. Other trains were running around it. And the sixth train took off, one normal speed. And unfortunately, some guy relieving himself between cars, he had to go to the bathroom, lost his footing when the train's operating normal speed over the switch area, and he got killed by the train. So now he stopped rush hour traffic on the busiest subway line in the system, and also put eggs in management's face. Because, like I said, once again, they determined the train's operating normal speed, not slowing down. So that was the end of the tail law then. And another thing, unlike other years in 2005 when there was an actual strike, which you guys said the union was never going on strike, never say never. Yes, all those experts disappeared after the strike. Never to be found again on television. Maybe that's why the president keeps calling them fake news. Because Because he kept saying, oh no, they're not going to go on strike. There's a tail law. They're not going to go on strike. They're not going to go on strike. And sure enough, Pierre Kyle Cole pushed Roger Johnson's buttons, and there was a strike. So, unlike what happened this time, this time, I think the ILO should look into this and say beforehand anything happens, say, well, if this strike is legal, you can't use the tail law because this time we're not going to let you slide like the last time. Well, yes, when they ruled the strike legal, they didn't put any efforts to force the agency or the city and the state to return the money that was fined against the union members. He even said, oh, Roger's son should have been in jail. But no efforts was made to pardon him or anything. So, and I remember the fireman that was injured in a bus accident when his bike collided with it, almost killing him. Last I checked, despite efforts of suing TWU Local100, I don't think he has succeeded. The other parts of the lawsuit against the bus company and Birds and Stearns, I didn't go nowhere. In fact, Birds and Stearns folded up about 3 years later after the financial crisis. So their stock went down to $2 a share. And Chase bought them up real cheap. Well, I had shares in Birds and Stearns, but lucky for me, I only had 10 shares. When it went down, I just bought another 10. And when those 10 went up in value, I made some money back. But other than that, the first 10 shares was a total loss. So, like I said, this is not a very good situation for the party. Of course, the NTA is under pressure because of financial scandals from the overtime on the Long Island Railroad. He already being gung-ho about it, against the transit workers who had nothing to do with that scandal, because you got to remember, the agency refused to give up that list of overtime in the first place to the Empire Center, which they the ones who discovered the overtime scandal. They're a conservative group, by the way. So it's not liberal. They discovered it. They found that the top guys were on the Long Island Railroad. There's only 2 people from New York City Transit on that list. But yet, New York City Transit employees are the ones who are getting the shaft here because of the fact we're the ones who are getting screwed. We're the ones under the tail law. Long Island Railroad is a separate entity under the Federal Railway Act. The sky is the limit for them. So is Metro North. I guess the same for Staten Island Railway. We're the only suckers under the tail law. Yep. Yes, those are cold hard facts. Not trying to be liberal, but the reality is this agency has been poorly managed, poorly run, poorly everything. You might have great people from time to time run the agency. Sometimes you have idiots running it. But the fact is, the agency was poorly run. They had bad ideas. They bought bad cars. They had plans. They're right now sitting on the walls as decoration now because a lot of stuff that it came out in the late 60s, they wanted to do all kinds of stuff like expanding the L line, relocating it, of course, Second Avenue and all that stuff. Well, a lot of that stuff didn't come at all, except the Second Avenue portion. The Archer Avenue subway and 63rd Street line, and the connection from 21st Street to 36th Street. Other than that, and I have a map I'm going to have to show you one of these days of all the plans it had for the system that never got fulfilled by the authority. Usually, the other agency that has a lot of power is Triborough Bridge and Tunnel Authority, and we're the weakest of the MTA link. So, Frankenstein Monster Agency, that's the Achilles heel, is New York City Transit. And of course, the other problems with New York City Transit is that fare beatings problems continue to go on and on and on, and it was not properly addressed as far back as 2010. And then when the governor tried to fix the problem with adding more police, it caused more problems than it solved. And the other reason why the police are there is because there's still violence going on the subway. We just had an incident on an A train. A fight broke out between two passengers on an A train between Brooklyn and Manhattan, and other passengers got involved. Luckily, nobody got seriously hurt, because sometimes when people get intervened, especially on the subway, somebody always get badly hurt. So, just hoping that the twos will eventually, put this absence aside and try to finish this contract before Christmas. I mean, nobody wants to go on strike, but I think this time there is a strike. We want to make sure that this time, when managers do try to put the tail on, it's gonna flop. It's gonna go back into their faces, like bad yolks on eggs on their face, like those two jokers did a while back. By the way, those people never showed up on anywhere in public again. So this is Al Can saying so long for now, and don't forget your stop. And by all means, whether you're Black White supporter or other supporters of YouTube, please buy their merch, because these things are real good. Okay, take care, bye. Oh, and also Ricky Dillon. He got a great shirt, and Mr. Beast too. Okay, bye.